A Danville police officer who's been accused of using excessive and unnecessary force against a man with dementia is in the spotlight again, as claims surfaced that he did the same thing nearly 4 years ago when he was an officer in Stanford. Bodycam video shows some of what happened during an arrest in the fall of 2021. And a Danville attorney believes it should be enough to get the officer fired. Dejiana Wilson joins us now with more after speaking with the son of the Lincoln County man who had that run-in with Officer T.J. Godbey.
Marvin, it's been almost 2 years since William Good died, and his family says he was never the same after being stopped by police in 2021 for driving recklessly in the wrong lane.
Stand up. Sit up.
William Good's family hates to relive the details of his traffic stop. They say he had a mild case of dementia at the time, something that worsened before he died 2 years later.
I seem to remember him on being on the highway, beat up by a cop. Man, it's got me furious, angry.
This body cam footage from the 2021 arrest was obtained by Ephraim Helton, an attorney who was representing John Hardwick, a dementia patient who was detained last October at the Danville Walmart on suspicion of shoplifting. That video shows Officer T.J. Godbey punching Hardwick as he was on the floor. Helton says this newly released video of Good's arrest has similarities. Although you don't see it, he says Good was struck in the thigh, tased, and sustained many scrapes and bruises. The officer in control is T.J. Godbey. You can hear another officer comment on Good's condition.
He's got some pretty good injuries.
According to a letter written by Good's stepdaughter, Officer Godbey's cruiser came up behind her stepdad early in the morning while he was heading to work at the Bluegrass Stockyards. He didn't stop, which led to a 6-mile low-speed chase.
You're on 150, it's dark between some on the highway there. I think Dad was trying to find a safer place to stop.
After police did get Good's car stopped, that's when his son says things turned violent. In the footage, you can see Good's face is bleeding. The son says Officer Godbey later told him he used force because he thought Good was drunk or on drugs. A breathalyzer test showed a blood content level of 0.
He wasn't a drug dealer, a dope head. He was somebody that loved to work. He loved UK basketball.
Jim Akers, who works for the stockyard, says he knew Good for years. He says they were aware of his health conditions.
It wouldn't necessarily have thrown a red flag, for him to have issues getting to work.
Helton says his goal is to seek justice for both Hardwick and Good and change how some officers deal with dementia patients.
The go-to shouldn't be drugs and alcohol. The go-to should be evaluate that person, evaluate that situation. Let's not have a rush to judgment.
Again, Will he wouldn't hurt a flea, and so whatever transpired, you just hope that the truth comes out and that there's some justice there for the family.
Just like several others, William Good Jr. is calling on the Danville Police Department to step up and hold officers more accountable for their actions, something he said Stanford City officials had the chance to do years ago.
Reliving it now, and it's hurting, and knowing he's gone. And I'm here trying to keep a positive. But man, that little guy, T.J. Godbey, needs to be fired. He needs to be charged. He needs to be put in prison.
We reached out several times to the Danville Police Department and Officer Godbey for a response. So far, we have not heard back. Marvin.